What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Divine Journey 2. Starting off with some crafting, because our armor is almost dead here, so I want to try out this armor. This is the Sylvan Armor set, which we have to craft anyways for a quest. And then I have all the stuff right here to upgrade to a... No, don't put those on. Upgrade to the Wildwood set. So I want to make the Wildwood set, and then we're gonna try to words. We are gonna try enchant it. I think I have stuff for enchant. I have diamonds. I'm not that worried about those. This is the other stuff we need. Need logs, wildwood bark, diamonds, and now for each piece we have something specific. For the helmet we have antlers, which all this stuff has been a pain to collect. For the chest plate we have, I think it's pelt. Yes. And this is actually pretty good armor. It's 7 armor with 1 toughness rating. So for our helmet, it's 2 and 1. This is 2, but it gives us extra health. Not sure I'm really needing that right now, but it's a thing. So the leggings take this carapace, which requires finding beetles. I searched for like an hour to get these freaking beetles. Look at this. There's probably in statistics. Mobs. Let's see if it shows them in here. Beetles. I killed 18 beetles to get 2 carapace, because we are going to need carapace for something later. But 18 beetles. Ridiculous. And there's supposed to be a 50% chance to drop. That was painful. Okay, so now we just need a enchanting table. I haven't fully planned out our organization at the new base. Good enough. Let's see what kind of enchants we can get on this. I don't have any levels. It would help to have some levels. Okay, so lapis stays in there. Okay, I have a few levels. Let's see, what can we get on here? Aqua affinity. Iron wall. What's iron wall? There are a lot of enchants in here that I have no idea what they are. Reduces the amount of knockback when applied when hit by an attack. Interesting. Leggings. Unusing. Tools become unusable when having 1 durability left. Very interesting. And Depth Strider 3. I think that one actually could be beneficial. Oh, heck yeah! Soulbound 3, Protection 4, and Depth Strider 3. That's a good set right there. For you, we get Unbreaking 3 and Protection 3. I'll take it. Protection 3. Unusing. No, we'll go with the Protection. And Unbreaking 3. Nothing really good. Soulbound. I'm short on levels again. But you know what I do have? I have lots of these guys. There we go. Can't even see it. Okay, protection 4, soulbound 3, and unusing. Okay, of course. But hey, that is some improved armor. We look ridiculous. I look like a walking pile of lumber. And from the back, you just see my head. I'm not sure how I feel about this armor. But hey, it should work out for us. So that's just how I wanted to start things off. It does complete 2 quests for us. I don't plan on making any of the tools and stuff right now, any of the other things at the moment. I did make the Sky Soarer spell while I was off camera because I needed it to go exploring to find stuff for this. So we do have Sky Soarer now. And because of the additions that I've made to it, because you can modify the spells, there are a few things you can do, which, as I deposit all my levels, allow you to increase the range you can travel with it, increase the duration that you fly, and eliminate fall damage. There's also a way to give you slow fall, but I don't use that. But we are exactly the right distance for me to show you exactly why I have it, and that is to fly to our new base. Perfect distance. So I've built our new base. We've got this nice little level right here. It's just the roof. If we come inside, you can see what I've really been working on. This is going to be our main floor where we have access to pretty much everything. And as you can see, it goes down a little ways. The plan is going to be, we have animals and farms. So animal stuff will be over here. I may go up with it. Not decided on that yet. Hi, cow. And over here is farms. That one will go down, as well as we'll end up with one more layer above it because I plan on putting a tree farm on top of it, or trees and chorus and things like that. But everything else about this place, this whole place, as we need to expand, we are going to push down. So I may have little areas that shoot off on the sides for some of the stuff that's a little bit bigger, like astral sorceries, wells, which I think I actually need to have an area not too far from here, hoping there's a good one, for astral sorcery's main platform, because there's a certain type of environment you have to be in with sunlight or starlight and stuff like that. I know blood magic also requires a large area, so that'll have its own little offshoot, push through the wall and just build room for it. But majority of our stuff will be in this one big chamber. Yes, I know, it's terrible for lag, but I think the way we're going to do it, because this is actually spread across 4 chunks, should help mitigate a little bit. I don't plan on having like super extensive, absolute automate everything. We're going to do something I've picked up off of a channel I've been watching lately, because I've been watching someone who does a lot of expert packs, and one of his habits is that he passives a lot of items. So I'm going to be picking up his habit, and we're going to try to passive a lot of items that we can. Meaning, once we get automation with interfaces, we're going to have the system automatically putting stuff in machines and creating the materials that we need. With as long as I spend between recordings, and as much as I sit here playing on my own, I shouldn't have any problem having all the materials we need for each day. So, that's all that taken care of. Why do I have air crystals? I don't know why I have those. Anyways, our goal for today is we have the stuff. Oh, I wasn't here to collect these. We get an enchanted book for protection 4 and some XP, and what do we want? I think I want projectile protection. I have more issues with that. And in here, we get protection 4 and fire protection. I'm always on fire. So, now we have some new enchants we can throw onto our armor. But for now, I think we need to head back this way. That is so nice. I have been cooking up a whole bunch of resources. Got a bunch of tin and osmium in here. Got a whole lot of stuff down here, as you probably saw. I have lots of steel at the moment, including those ones. As I said, our big drive into immersive engineering begins today, and we need to start off with a couple of things, including power generation, which we have from our water wheels, which I have not set up yet. We have power storage, but before we do that, I want to make this guy. So the press will make it a lot easier for us to make plates, which is used for pretty much everything. So being able to make these, forgot that's so expensive. Being able to make these things should give us everything we need for. Have a block of wool. I do have a block of wool. Be able to make plates and stuff a lot easier for us. It also works for. What did I do wrong here? Oh, it's a painting. Right idea, skipped a step. That should be everything for our engineer's workbench. Now to use this, we need the blueprints. I don't really care about those at the moment. To make crafting components. Yeah, crafting components. We need 2 steel plates, a string, 3 blue dye or lapis, and 3 paper. I really need to relocate us to our new base. I have stuff over there that I need right now. But being able to fly like that makes makes traveling here a lot easier. Also, I got this little spot set up for our baffle cap. It is some mycelium, which you can craft with roots. It's not that difficult. So you can make some mycelium, throw it down, and it'll just spread over time. Baffle cap is not used for a whole lot of things unless you use it in any spells. So I'm not worried about it requiring manual farming over here. Most of the other stuff over here. I'll take the string. Most of the stuff over there is automatically farming. We have a few stacks of everything there. So that's doing fabulous. But we're actually going to make 2 of these schematics right now, because we need 2 different ones, and they are the components, as well as we need the metal press for the molds. Yeah, no, metal press molds. I can learn how to speak. So with these, it gives us both of them. I'll grab those later. That gives us 2 steel ingots, which I will take. And now we're going to start making the stuff we need to get to the metal press, which we need to make some mechanical components, which are more plates. Go ahead and make. Or let's just make that many. I've got the steel to spare. And we need some iron, which I will make about that many, if it lets me. I don't know if we have the durability. We don't. Okay, well, that's enough for now. And I believe I need some osmium. Osmium, there we go. Let's sleep, and then I gotta start putting some stuff down outside. I will get us relocated to the base. I'm trying to decide how exactly I want to set it up. Okay, so we got this. We can put our components, osmium, plates, and these plates. I will take 8 of each of them because we're going to use them. Aha! That gives us a diamond bit saw. It really... It wants us to use like chisels and bits and stuff, and I have not touched that since Cinnamine. It is a very brutal mod when you or when you have a creative mind. So we have a bunch of stuff here to create for the metal press. And we're going to end up making 3 of these in total. But we're going to make the first one. And before we can make the first one, I need to go get our wheels, our water wheels set up. And I got to remember specifically how to do it. And I just remembered I've been doing this entire thing in the wrong video scale. My video is going to look weird. Now it probably looks normal. Leave it to me. What happens when I don't do things right for a while? I've been distracted. Okay, I'm going to go get our new water wheel setup built so that we don't have to worry about that for now. Let's throw them there. I don't actually need those on me. I'm going to go get it built. So I will see you guys in just a minute. Well, I got it built. Took me a minute, but I got it built. So this is a contained water wheel. There are a few ways you can do this, but this one is actually self-contained. All the water is maximizing its flow. So we actually have water sources right here that are really only pushing on the block. Water sources right here above these that are pushing over onto the top for like a block. And then the water from the top comes around, wraps around, and there is a floor in there that it flows across to rotate our wheel. Both of our dynamos are connected up via these wires over here. So it runs into our building. Now, I just have to decide how I wanted to actually do it. So, I'm running a lot of this off of a similar design I had in a free play-ish world. It's kind of a testing world where I'm toying around with ideas and stuff. And one of the things that I did there was I had, probably going to do it here, is right here. I go around the other side. We'll go ahead and sleep while we're over here. I can come down to this floor. I remember which one I put it on. It was this one right above the torch. And I get my hammer out. I right-click the block. No, I right-click the connector. That will create a pass-through so that I can now connect it up to stuff inside here without having to have an actual hole in the wall. So, what I'm going to end up doing... Hello, friend. Give me some wings. These jungle bats will actually attack you. I learned that the other day. Come here, buddy. Yeah, you want to attack me? Come here. They also have a lot more health than a normal bat. Anyways, what we're going to end up doing is these giant pillars that... Well, okay, not giant, but these pillars that come down, I'm going to have the wiring attached to them and then come down because all of our immersive engineering is on this floor. The floor above is really not going to have anything on it yet, but I wanted to have it ready. And that is because immersive engineering is our gateway into everything else. So once we finish immersive engineering, we can get into... we push our way down here. Once we get to diesel fuel, we get both the option to run a power generator off of it, which we will make one. And that gives us an excavator that we can run as well. But it gives us this, which unlocks mechanism, which will outdate like half of our machine. So, yeah, we'll have to run immersive engineering for a little while. But once a couple of the machines get removed, the space will get cleaned up a little bit. One of the only ones that I know we're going to have to keep for a while is the metal press, because there are certain things that you can't make any other way. Now if I do this, there we go, and now we have power inside. So this is I looked up how to do like the best efficiency for this, and I just saw a build like a very bland build. So I was like, you know what, let's try something weird. These are trapdoors because this is all water right behind this. Plus, if I need to, it gives me a way to get up top, which eventually later I will need to swap out all these wires and relays to a higher level, because otherwise there's a real good chance they're just going to burn up. So yeah, annoying. Oops. Anyways, we've got some machines to make. Let's go make our materials for the first metal press. I believe I'm going to need to make another connector and some more wiring. But maybe I put it up there at first, because the wiring is the expensive one right now. Let's get the stuff we need to make this machine. Okay, I think I have all the stuff I need for it. I have our one wire, I have all our blocks, I have a hopper, which will be useful. And we're going to go ahead and set it up right here for the moment. You can see I got a bunch of other conveyors, but these will be once we actually get moving with them. Redstone, piston, heavy. I need these conveyors. This way. The hopper will let us input a bunch of stuff to... There we go. To make more than one at a time. Otherwise, we have to throw each individual item onto the line. And I forgot the wire connector. Of course I did. I always forget something. I'm also going to make this mold really quick while I'm over here. This is the mold for the plates, which we need to make all the other molds. So I'm going to have that, and then I'll take this with me. From here, I should have enough steel left on me that I can make all the other mold press plates, which will allow us to make rods, wires, gears, and plates, all from, with the exception of gears, a single ingot. And the wires will actually now give me 2 wires per ingot. So that will be hugely useful. And as I said, I have some stuff here for powering it. Full power. I have some stuff here that will be... I hope I actually put the press mold on there. There we go. Now I'm going to stand here while I talk for a second. So now this will allow me to do a couple of these other quests, and it will make some of this stuff quite a bit easier to get to. So for this one, I'm going to take the copper ingot. Not any short on iron at the moment. This will make all of these ones cost exactly 1 ingot per plate, and they all cost 5 plates of steel. So I can now make all of these. But with this machine, it'll make crafting stuff like this cheaper, because this requires rods. This requires mechanical components, which require plates. And a plate itself. As well as it makes hoppers cheaper. 9 hoppers for that. Steel fence, I think, yeah, also makes that cheaper. So now we have access to all of that stuff to make all of our pieces quite a bit easier. Hey, where's my blueprint? And my wire cutters. Did it delete them? How rude. They're not here. They're not in my inventory. How rude. I need those. Particularly the blueprint. Okay, I got them back. I had to grab them all again, but I got them back. We need the gear. One moment. Okay, now I should be able to do this. Okay, maybe I have to put them in one at a time? No? I don't even have to actually do them that way. Okay, well, there. And we do have a nice feature that if I press this, I can just put it on the wall. Draconic Evolution is in here, and it allows us the ability to just place items on the walls. Like put these on the wall too. We'll make use of that in a few places. This is going to be one of them because there's a bunch of these blueprints that we're going to be able to need to use for that. But you can see I have conveyor belts left over from my planning here, and I'm actually going to end up making a couple of these, and we're going to put them all together, and I'm going to set it up in a little interesting way. So let me see if I can get all of those crafted up here, as well as some more wiring. Okay, so I have my general setup here. I'm missing a couple small things, but in general, this is our setup. You can see the other two aren't wired yet. I have a drawer, a slightly larger chest, which acts like a full block, so I can actually set things on top of it without any problems, and still open it. We have our press for plates, our press for rods, and our press for wires. Now you'll notice there's this weird little setup in the middle here, and this is where I'm missing two different pieces I need right now. And one of them I just have to go through a little chain to craft it. The other one involves playing with redstone wiring, because I want to use the redstone wiring from Immersive, and that means I have to build something down here. By the way, I love frame drawers. I get to create however I want them to look. But essentially what I'm going to have is these are dropping conveyor belts. They will allow items to go into the inventories below them. So if I make some plates, which I actually need some more copper plates right now. Yeah. That'll go into there. So it's going to bypass this one because it can't go in. And then it'll insert into the chest down here. The way I have it set up is that eventually I'm going to set it that these plates only go into here. Which means they will collect here, and once I send a redstone signal to the block that is going to go behind here, it will pull these out, run them up this conveyor around the back into a hopper to control the flow of items, and it'll put them out here one at a time to become wiring, which will then get put into the chest. It's a nice simple setup, I think. All I have to do is flip a lever if I want wiring and put the items in there. So that's my simple setup for this. I am not an engineer of any kind. This kind of stuff does not come easy to me. But in order to do this next part, I do need some aluminum, which I did not bring with me because we need to make redstone wiring, which requires electrum ingots to make the connectors. But the redstone wire requires aluminum wiring. If I can find it in here. There you go. Redstone wire coil requires aluminium wire. You can tell I'm American. That it requires to make the coil, which I only need one of them, so not like I really need a lot of it. Let's grab a little bit of that. Where? I don't have any in here. Apparently I didn't have any ingots. Okay, well, that means I can make this. I should have everything else I need. I think I have some electrum on me. Yes. We just need 2 of those. I have all the steel on me I need. And we're going to make ourselves some redstone wiring stuff, which would be kind of interesting to use. This. 2 redstone wire coils. Oh, I gotta make the other conveyor. Right. Not that. That. Because the other one I need is this. An extracting conveyor belt, which I need to make these strip curtains. I just have not made yet. So I'm gonna go grab the stuff I need to make that. We've been growing the hemp, which we need for it, which isn't that bad, but I'm gonna craft up some iron rods while I'm over here. I only need 1 craft of this. Got these guys. The 1. But I can... these guys to go through here. But... right. I forgot. This one doesn't have power yet. Okay, I have my 1 extracting conveyor. Be like that. Now, as long as I don't fry myself on our wiring, I should be able to do some digging here. Yep. You can see there's some caves underneath us still. Tried to light things up as I could. I should be able to put a redstone connector here. Forgot I didn't need me 1 more. Because we're going to put this back. We're going to place that one. Now I can do this on the extracting conveyor to reduce... activate every 16. Now I want you to activate... every 20 ticks. It'll slow it down just a little bit. So now, if I use a redstone wire coil here, and I use this to put you on output, let's make a couple plates here. I have a few things in my hands. Because we're going to end up needing this wiring anyway. So let's make... here, let's make 5. If I put this lever down here, they should be coming out. If I turn it off... yeah, now they're collecting. So I can shut it off to collect the plates. I want that. I can shut it off to collect the plates. And then I can turn around and turn it on when I need wires. So turn that on, puts them out, see them go up the conveyor into the hopper, which puts them over here to make wiring for me. And that is my simple automation here. All I gotta do is deal with inputs. But I have spent way too much time on this today. This is supposed to be just the first part of today. This wound up being most of my day. So next time I want to push deep into immersive. I want to try to get a couple more of these machines up and running. The only other ones I'm going to have to actually do any kind of automation with are going to be with the fermenter. Oops. And this one over here, which is the squeezer, which I got to go through the crusher anyways. But we need a crusher. It's going to help us multiply our ores some more. And yeah, it'll be very useful. This is also going to be useful. I'm going to use this to make a better furnace. Now that we have access to all the wiring stuff, it makes those a lot cheaper. So look at that. That gives me 4 of them. I'm halfway to it already. So that's going to be it for this time, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. I know we didn't get a whole lot done today, but hey, we've got power. And we've got automated presses. All I got to do is deal with input. Once I get the interfaces and stuff like that, I can do manual like interface attachments to straight up put them into here. But I think for now, this is probably our best setup for this. Because like I said, all I got to do is flip a lever to get plates. And unless it's a copper plate, it's just going to bypass this anyways and just go straight into the box. Which is what I want. We're going to be using plates and rods for a lot of things. So that's going to be huge. Between this time and next time, I'm going to try to move us over into this place. I'm trying to figure out where I want to do our smeltery. Because we are still using the smeltery. It gets... Since I'm doing a lot of mining in the nether for some of our core resources like iron and copper and gold and stuff like that, the nether ores only multiply in the smeltery. So I can get 4 out of each ore in the smeltery. But for now, that's be it for this time, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. I'm going to get us moved over there before next time. So I will see you guys next time.